if all you do is clean up, that's all you'll ever do. So you need to actually be able to stop the plastic from entering the ocean in the first place. My name's Colleen Hewson and I am a beachcomber from Warrnambool, also called a wombler. The beachcomber usually looks for things of value, whereas a wombler is someone that likes walking along the beach and we pick up, plastic and trash. At the start of the year, my husband and myself decided to walk to Portland along the beach to collect plastic. During the winter months, most of the rubbish that we find on our beach in Warrnambool actually drifts over from the west, so we were just curious to find out what else was happening along the coast that way.
Some days walking along the beach were a lot longer. Some days might have been 7 hours.
Look, the walk it was pretty tough going. Like, I don't go hiking, so I'm not used to carrying 25 kilos, in a backpack. It was hard work.
As the trip goes, you pick up more stuff and, by the end of it, you probably got about 25 kilos of beach trash.
One of the days we met a guy on the beach, just happened to meet him in the middle of nowhere. He saw us coming along and he jumped up off his towel and said, "Oh, can I help you with your bags?" And we just sort of got talking and he said, "Oh, I'd love to join you." And I'm really glad he did because he brought along another mate.
Well, this was great.
Between Yambuck and Fitzroy River, we wouldn't have got very far at all if it was just myself and Luke, because we were getting 50 Ks every 5 Ks of that walk.
A lot of the areas that we walked along aren't frequently walked by people or not easily accessible, so no one else has had a chance to pick it up and we haven't had a chance to get there unless we do the big walk.
Whale killer.
Yeah. We collected quite a few what are called bait baskets and rock lobster pot necks, so it's actually lost fishing gear. But the problem with it, if they stay on the beach, is they can break up. When they're sitting out in the sun, they become very brittle.
Oh, easy, this all breaks up.
I guess what we collect now, it could have been, lost 10, 15 years ago. And that's the thing with plastic, it stays in the environment. It doesn't break down, it doesn't biodegrade, it breaks up and up and up and up into thousands of small pieces and becomes a real problem. If you have a look at the photo from our cleanup, you'll see that there are a lot of rock lobster pots and bait baskets in there that we collected. That image really prompted fisheries to get in touch, asking what can we do to support. So it's had this amazing response from those that we needed to get to, and it was that image that really has sort of captured people's imagination and gone, okay, we need to act on this. So it's been fantastic, the response of local fisherman Gary Ryan. He's changing over all his pots, removing the plastic out of them, getting rid of those, the red necks that seem to break up, and he's bringing in steel instead of the plastic. So, it's such a wonderful step in the right direction, and it just means that into the future we're not going to be collecting all this plastic on the beach, which is really exciting.
We just didn't realise, like lots of things, you don't realise there's a problem till a certain amount of time goes by and you realise, there's this problem we've caused and we didn't mean to.
The commercial fishing gear, even though it is accidental, there is a significant amount of the stuff washing up. So hopefully in 10 years' time we won't be seeing any of that stuff washing up.
Yeah, I feel like picking up plastic is a good thing to do. I'm 50 now and I like to think that now I've picked up more plastic than I've probably blown out of my car or I've dropped, or it's been spread through my whole life of just living a life as a human. I like to think I've picked up more than has gone out because of me. I ticked over that mark. I'm in front now.
If we hadn't cleaned it up, that trash is eventually going to break down and we're probably going to have to clean it up here anyway, but except 7 days we would be cleaning up for 5 years, all those little tiny bits of plastic that those, big drums, all those big bits of plastic that would have broken down into. So, it can be overwhelming and a bit depressing because there's this, when you're out there all the time and you're just seeing the actual amount of and how big the problem is. So it's really wonderful when you get to this point and then all of a sudden things just go woo, and things are starting to change, and that's just so exciting with particularly with rock lobster fishermen and the commercial industry, that they are taking it really seriously and making these changes, and you just know well we actually are making a difference, because if all you do is clean up, that's all you'll ever do. So you need to actually be able to stop the plastic from entering the ocean in the first place, and that's going to have the biggest impact. So yeah, it's really exciting.